Hello, everyone. My name is Ethan, and welcome back to episode 17 of my road to 1600 ELO on chess.com. Let's hop into the game. For some reason, it keeps starting me on the top of the screen, which is weird. E4, E5. Knight F3, Knight C6. Okay. Pretty standard. I can't remember if I normally play here or here. Okay. I think taking is correct here. Is that check what I'm looking for? Check. Bishop blocks. We come here. Trade. Trade. Now looking for that fork. Seems pretty strong. But here, sack. Check on that square. You can pick it up. Develop this way. If push, we'll go here. Attacking both. He still has this check. Check, take. Here, honestly, just loses me a pawn. I probably shouldn't have even played into that. Yeah, it's kind of an empty threat, honestly. I actually don't know if it drops a pawn in the end, because I might be able to grab there. Sure. I'll call his bluff. I don't think he'll play g4. So he might look to play that. Might also look to kick the knight. That wouldn't be beneficial for him, I don't think. He does play g4. So now I've got two attackers. I'm sorry, I've got one attacker. He has no defenders because the knight is currently pinned to the king. If king castles... King castles... Queen e7 maybe? E5... Here, here, there, takes, would win a pawn. Provided that he played that move, he could also play queen. Castles, take the knight immediately. here. Push. Takes. Would now just be losing a pawn. Oh, I'm sorry. No, that would be losing a queen. This is a significant weakness here. This is a potential outpost for my knight. We try to kick the bishop with a move like this. Knight f6. Push. Takes. Not great there. Queen d7. I'm sorry, Queen e7, e5. We don't have to respond to that. Because if takes, we take with check. King takes. Oh, no. Because we would want to come back with the bishop there. That's a complicated position. He also would have that intermezzo move after taking the pawn check. Which I don't know if that's anything to really be frightened of. Obviously, I like my pawn structure a little bit more. He's got a very commanding presence in the center. If it was my turn right here, I would take the knight with check. B takes c3. Queen takes e4. Queen takes e4. Bishop takes e4. And we're looking pretty solid there, where we would be up a pawn. With no good way for him to hide his king, given this really weird structure he's got going on. I didn't think about him moving the bishop there. Bishop there is still fine because I have that check, and then I can move up. Can no longer castle queenside without first playing like f6 or something. Such a weird position. That still drops a pawn, as far as I know. Now is the question to take with the bishop. Bishop takes c3, bishop takes e4. I don't see any checks. He can pin this knight, potentially looking for that move. Doesn't seem to work. I don't know if you can hear that thunder, but I really hope my power doesn't go out. He would have to figure some plan out here, because I could even just take there and then look for that move. I think we're pretty okay here. Not a huge fan of that move. Here, check. There, takes. Still somewhat okay, but it's definitely uncomfy. If we proceed with that line, I'll definitely need to get this knight out very quickly, not to f7, to f6. Up a pawn. Any significant weaknesses here? Probably best to just try to trade some stuff off. I'm a little bit worried about takes, because there could end up being a lot of pressure down on this bishop. Takes, check is also a little bit of a weird line because queen can't take. So takes, check, he gets a pawn. I move here, check, and I can't develop the knight because of that. So castle long, he has this, which I don't like. What to do? That actually looks like a pretty strong move. Here, bishop back. Take, queen takes. Castle long. But if here, bishop here, I don't know what the right move would be there. Castles here. Would be frightening. I am seriously worried about takes and then check. Takes, check. Maybe it shouldn't be. Here. There. I may have got myself into a serious problem here. Yeah, if takes, check, king takes, queen takes, I think we would have to develop the queen here, because with the knight, you're gonna lose it with that that g5 advance. But I think it works. Okay, they don't do that. So I need to be very cautious of that. But at the same time, not a whole lot for me to do. Well, good grief. Alright, queen pretty much has to move, or the king has to move. Castles. Drops the pawn, which I'm not a huge fan of. Drops the pawn, also opens me up for them to scoop back this way, and then potentially looking for that move. which would be pretty much indefensible, honestly. Develop the knight, g5. Develop the knight, g5, knight d7. Doesn't work still because of that. Wow. It's really weird, but that's the only move that I see that kind of works here. And then if check, we scoot this way and try to transfer it down into some kind of endgame. That's tough. Here, check, up. I don't know if I've ever played someone from Uzbekistan before. Okay. Here. They come here. Okay. Okay. I think that's all things that we were seeing. So we can now put him here. Quick blunder check. Here. That check is defended. Here. Yeah, definitely making it hard for me. We might be able to get away with that move. But we're going to have to find a way to get that bishop out of there, honestly. So it might be better to scoot all the way back. Oh, we can't scoot all the way back because the bishop's going to be there. I think that's the only real move there, so I won't think too long about that, I guess. I don't know how I let myself get two knights against two bishops. That was not very smart of me. still think I would have slightly better chances if this went into an endgame immediately, just because of my pawn structure is a little bit better. Plus, he has an isolated pawn. But at the moment, I'm honestly very lost in the position. I think I'd probably plan on playing rook e8 on the next move. Obviously depending on what he played, but it would seem like a good move, trying to take back control over the file. Plus, if he's not careful, I might be able to get that bishop stuck. I don't think so, though. I feel like he could almost pick any move here. I don't know what's taking so long. I always get very impatient when I'm not feeling great about my position, I guess, but yeah. Really? Okay, so he is attacking my knight. This seems like a safe square, but it is not, because after bishop moves here, the knight is... I don't know if I'd call it trapped, but he can force a trade of it there. Consider this, but he could still force a trade, and then I'm one step further away from doing what I need to do. Could consider this. Just feels wrong. There's no hope for my knight pretty much after making a move like that. Knight d7 opens up my rook. If he trades, it connects my rooks. So here, if he pushes, we go there. That seems fine. I would love to trade off his bishops here. I'm not going to complain about that at all. But if I can trade his bishops off and accomplish a couple other things, that would be nice. Probably no sense in me pre-moving, honestly. He thought for 3 minutes on that last move. That's crazy. Only I think that long on moves. But when I think that long on moves, I tend to lose the game. So... okay. So with that move, he's opening up the rook, and he's attacking that knight. This knight can choose to move. If the knight does choose to move, I definitely drop that pawn. I can consider this move defending the pawn, but after that push there, it's a little bit sketchy. Probably just going to end up looking at a trade here. Here, potentially looking to kind of force a trade. Here, takes. He can come here if he wants to. But not a whole lot of things I see he can do with my knight on that square. So I think I'm okay with that. And then on the next move, king d7. And I think we're doing pretty good. So he's not interested in trading. With that move, he is attacking that pawn. So I could look to play that. As a matter of fact, that's probably the only move I need to be considering here. I was briefly looking at this. Takes, bishop takes, check. After the check, king has to move, and then I pin, the bishop to the pawn. But since the king can move to that square, it doesn't look very effective. So we'll just play that there. Which also opens me up to be able to play king d7 without having that check being there. Okay. That looks really weird to me. I can come here, plant a knight on that square. I'm probably doing decent. Push, takes. It's not great. Attack the bishop. Okay. Attack the bishop. Then I can look for this move. Maybe. Here. There. I mean, I would be completely fine with a rook trade here. Yeah, but I didn't see the pawn advance. He can just play f5 here. f5, d5, d5. He moves. I take. Bishop would probably take. Advance. Okay. It is scary that he might be able to just play f6. I take, rook takes. Good grief. Alright. Gotta play something. If he goes here, that does take that square away from me. So we would probably trade the rooks. Take. Wow. Yeah, that's tough. Good grief. Okay. Okay. Probably need to look at that, even though I don't want to. Takes. Takes. Bishop comes here. This position fell apart. Probably gonna play that, and then here, and then that would be mate, so I can't do that. Check. Forces my king back down in front of my rook. This has been a really annoying position to play against. And he's got two passed pawns. Okay, there. Probably looks to go there. We scoot up once again. Okay, I can look for this. Might be better to look for this. That might be a blunder by him, because I don't see how I can defend that pawn anymore. But the intent may be to come down here. So takes, bishop here. Now we've got two attackers on that knight. I'd have to move the knight somewhere. Probably there. Maybe here. This feels a little bit safer. Okay, I'm still guarding that square. But I really need to come up with something here. Takes, bishop takes, here. here, advance. Doesn't work, because check, and then he drops the pawn. Really? Does he have a forced? Oh my gosh. That's crazy. Okay, I guess we go there. He probably can't checkmate with just 2 bishops. Okay. Takes. Pawn takes. Just isn't great. Takes. Pawn takes here. Look to create a passed pawn. Takes, push, bishop down, up. Might be my only chance here, honestly. And I definitely cannot stop both of these passed pawns. Which is crazy to me, because I would think the person playing like this would know that I've got no chance to be able to stop both of those passed pawns. Like, even if I step here, I think it's already lost, pretty much. Ridiculous. That's so ridiculous. Alright, well, I'm gonna go ahead and resign that one. I've got no pieces left. Man, absolutely demolished me. They played with 81% accuracy. I played with 74.4. They were 1548. They had 3 great moves. 1 miss. I had 1 blunder, just like in the last game, which is crazy to me. Man, that's crazy. I wonder, do they want that? That just feels wrong to me. I guess it shouldn't, though. Because that's still a fine position. Crazy. Yep. I mean, what did they really want me to play here? This? That's such an unnatural thing to play. Yep. I cannot believe I missed that. Man, that's tough. And pretty much the rest of the game, I'm just clearly losing. Yeah, okay. Alrighty, well, thanks for joining me on episode 17. I appreciate it, and I look forward to seeing you guys in episode 18. Alright, bye.